Hello and welcome to the Advertiser's Guide to the Galaxy with me, Karthik Srinivasan. I'm a communications consultant and I'm here to take you through the universe of marketing communications. We think about an idea behind the ad, the kind of message being communicated, how it is being communicated, and more importantly, why. In this episode, I am looking at the first marketing communications exercise about a burning problem. The electric two-wheeler segment in India has a problem, a big reputation crisis to be precise. Even though incidents of electric scooters going up in flames are far and few relative to their total sales, a few incidents are enough to seed fear and doubt in people's mind because this is a new category of vehicles. So far, no electric scooter brand has communicated to assure people of the safety of their products through marketing and advertising. But recently, Ather Energy decided to address this issue and they have done it in a really clever way. Companies other than Ather, they have cautiously and sporadically reacted to the media asking them to comment on the spontaneously combusting scooters. Rajiv Bajaj had more recently, in his characteristic outspoken style, taken a giant swipe at many of his rivals. Given this backdrop, it's good to see at least one electric scooter brand address this issue head on, that too using marketing and not just public relations. It's not one of the burning brands, pun intended, possibly, but Ather, a brand that has not been affected by the fire, real or PR wise, and has not been named so far in this context. However, Ather is also one of the lesser selling models in relative terms. For context, Ather had about 3,100 registrations in May 2022 compared to 8,600 by Ola or 8,800 by Okinawa. The more interesting aspect is the creative route Ather has taken to add their perspective on the burning issue, pun fully intended now, and convince people why they need to choose Ather over rivals like Ola, Okinawa, Hero, or Ampere. The route taken by Ather involves product demonstration, a very old and often used advertising technique. The premise is simple: show, don't tell. But Ather does not demonstrate the actual product itself. It makes scooters, if you remember. It chooses to demonstrate the specific element inside a scooter that's in the news for all the wrong reasons: the electric battery. Here's what happens in the ad. Ather's battery engineering lead Shreyas Sitapati is seen sitting on top of what looks like an industrial oven. And he's coolly eating ice cream while perched at that odd spot. Inside the oven, we eventually see a scooter's lithium-ion battery baking at a high temperature for 3 hours, as the voiceover adds helpfully. What Ather is doing here is demonstrating that their batteries can withstand high heat, since one of the reasons for other scooters going up in flames is the Indian summer, besides overcharging. Ather's execution is mighty convincing given the kind of casual humor and nonchalance with which they land the message. For starters, Shreyas Sitapati is real, which means you can LinkedIn search him and be convinced that he is really working on what the ad claims. That, in itself, starts the narrative on an authentic note. And this is important when they start making more incredible claims. And to add fuel to the fire, yes, guilty as charged, pun intended again, there are 4 giant animated fires burning in the background. What they denote is entirely left to your imagination in a clever, creative decision. As I had mentioned earlier, product demonstrations are not new in advertising. A direct reference to this Ather ad is an iconic ad by Union Carbide. Yes, the same brand that was involved in the deadly Bhopal gas tragedy. Union Carbide's famous 1967-1968 ad by the agency Young and Rubicam shows a live chick being put inside a box made out of union carbide super insulation material. That box is inserted into a jar of water. That water is heated for about 1.5 minutes all through the ad. Then they remove the burning, smoking box, open it, and the chick walks out casually, still alive, obviously. The ad's director later confirmed that no chicks were harmed during the shoot and that only one chick was used for the entirety of the shoot. A close second reference is a 1980s ad by Corning's Vision Cookware. Unlike the Union Carbide ad, which is a business to business brand, Corning is a business to consumer brand. In this ad, they insert an ordinary saucepan into a Corning Vision saucepan. The heat is increased to 850 degrees centigrade. The ordinary saucepan just melts while Corning saucepan remains intact and even stain free. To sum up, Ather's first marketing salvo into the electric scooter's burning issue is terrific. It doesn't show the scooter at all, but addresses the problem head on using punchy humor in a very well conceived demonstration of that which actually needs to be demonstrated. I really look forward to the other brands entering the fray, highlighting product safety. It's not going to be easy for the brands whose scooters went up in flames, though. That's all for today. We'll be back next week with another piece of marketing communication and another round of insights. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Beast of Troll across Instagram and Twitter, and Karthik Srinivasan on LinkedIn. I also happen to have a blog by the same name. If you like the show, you can check out other interesting shows on IVM Network and reach out to them at IVM Podcasts across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Do share this episode with your folks. Thank you for listening.